Hey, Logan here with another devlog on Pendulum. Today we have a start screen and we also have some UI for our equipping of weapons and damage and health and things like that. So I'm going to show first our start screen that we've been working on tonight. The artwork here is all new. One criticism that we have is apparently when I anchored this background image, I kind of broke the aspect ratio, so you'll notice it's a little grainy. We'll get that improved, but as of right now, here's what we have. This plunger is going to push in. There's going to be some droplets over here, but for some reason they're not showing up yet, and then it's going to transition us into the game. Might be a little long. I probably want to lower that transition. But here you go. And then the next scene we'll show has some of the weapons UI that I was talking about. HUD demo. As you can see, it takes a lot of files to get everything narrowed down. Kind of gives you a little indicator of how much work goes into this stuff. So here you'll see we have a weapon icon on each one of these circles. The circle is actually a separate image from the weapon icon, and you might think, well, it's probably just a child object of the weapon icon, but it's not. The reason is, if you have this be a child of that circle, when you equip and you rotate, this pistol will rotate with it, and it won't be correctly oriented. So what I had to do is take these weapon icons and give them a UI follow script. So what this script does is it basically says wherever that circle goes, I go too. Transform.position, that's the position of the icon. And then it's just got a public transform. This is the reference for the circle. This is saying take my position and make it equal to that circle. And fixed update means do this on every frame. So every frame is making sure that that matches. And let's give it a play here. Might take a minute, so maybe I can go through and describe some other things. As it rotates, the topmost position is 30. There's 6 positions, and there's 360 degrees, so that means it's moving 60 degrees at a time. When you press rotate left, it calls the rotate left method. When you call rotate right, by pressing the button, it calls the rotate right. And each time it checks to see if we can snap into position yet. So as those circles are moving, they're constantly checking if they should click into position. So if we're within 28 and 32, we snap into the 30-degree position, and that's called weapon position 1. And at that point, what we also want to do is take that image and make it slightly larger. So whatever's on top is going to expand to kind of indicate that that's what we have equipped. And the other thing that has to happen is all of the other images have to shrink back down in case they have expanded. So right before we rotate, if we click the rotate left button, we want all the images to go back to the normal size, then rotate, and then the top one expands. So each of these are different positions, and they're all doing the same thing. They're taking their image and expanding it. And then here's shrink all images. This is what we call right before we rotate each time. It takes them all and puts them back to their original size. So that all makes pretty logical sense. One thing that you might not have thought of when you're rotating things by degrees is that when using these Euler angles, if you go over 360 degrees, you can keep going. But at some point, when you get over 360 degrees, well, my logic's not going to work anymore because I've planned for 330 or I've planned for 270 or 210. We've gone outside of that range that I've planned for, so I can't have that. As soon as we hit, where did I go with that now? I lost it. As soon as we hit 390, I reset back to 30, so that way I always stay within that range that I've set up. And likewise, if we go below 0, so if we hit negative 30, I actually reset back to 330. So I'm constantly within 360 degrees at all times, rotating using the Euler angles. So now let's look at it. Now that I've talked for a long time, let's show you what's actually going on. So rotate right. See how this one grows? It gets a little bigger as soon as it rotates, and then it shrinks. Boom, shrinks, boom. And that's the idea. Each one of those is a different weapon position. Now these icons, I have to get centered a little better. I have to get them, you know, maybe sized a little different, or kind of give them another polish, but they're there for now to give us an indicator of what this is going to look like. And we had this before, but we have a radial damage meter. This is just a float value from 0 to 1, and once you get to 0, you got nothing left. And then we have a meter for the injection of the drug. So that's what we have so far, and I've kind of explained all the code behind it. We've been making a lot of progress lately. Things are going awesome. A lot of new artwork coming in. Everybody's kind of doing their part, so we're really happy about this project, and we're really happy that you're watching this video and supporting us. So like, subscribe, and keep checking back, because we're going to make a lot of progress from here on out, and we're going to make sure we share it with you guys. Thanks.